Welcome to Health Coach for Women, a podcast where we explore alternative and holistic solutions to better health and wellness through intentional living. Now, here's your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker.
Hello, welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Health Coach for Women, a podcast where we explore alternative and holistic solutions to better health and wellness. And I'm your host, Marsha. I have a quote for you, of course, as I usually do. But before we get started, I'd like for you to go ahead and hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And my quote that I found today's, as it relates to today's topic, is: mental health problems don't define who you are. There are something you experience. You walk in the rain and you feel the rain, but importantly, you are not the rain. I like that. And that is by Matt Haig. I hope I'm saying his last name correctly. All right. So this leads me into today's topic, right? But first, I just like to ask you a question. How are you feeling right now in this moment? Do you do daily check-ins, right, with your mental health? Do you check in with your emotions? Do you check in to see how you are feeling, right? How are you feeling in this present moment? Are you feeling stressed, overwhelmed? Maybe you're feeling overjoyed. And if so, that's great, right? And how are those emotions that you're feeling related to your health, right? Because we know that emotions is related to our health, right? Our emotions and how we manage them strongly impacts our health down to the cellular level, okay? All right, so this brings me into the topic of what we're going to talk about, right? The top 5 proven strategies to boost your mental health today, starting today. That's right. All right, so what are those 5 things? I'm going to go ahead and cover that. All right, so the first one is practicing mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness and meditation, right? So what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is basically becoming self-aware, right? Being aware in the moment of how you are feeling, right? Being aware of your thoughts, your emotions, being present in the moment, mindful of your thoughts, actions, and everything that encompasses it. We need to learn how to be mindful, okay? And just when we are, sometimes when we speak, we need to be mindful and take thought before we speak. Because sometimes when a person is angry, you can just spit out that venom, right? Out before you just take a moment to be calm, regain your composure, and think before you react, right? Think before you speak, all right? Okay, so mindfulness is basically, again, like I said, being self-aware, right? It has nothing to do with any type of religion or anything like that. It is just being self-aware. It is more on focusing on self and being aware of your thoughts, actions, behaviors, emotions, right? So how can you be more aware, right? You got to it's by setting your intentions, right? Set your intentions for the day of what it is you wish to accomplish, right? And you can do some breathing exercises if you're someone who is maybe anxious or just go, go, go. Like myself, sometimes I find myself go, 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 and not even knowing to relax, right? And then I have to do my own self-check-in and say, hey, wait a minute. It's time to just calm down. It's time to just take a moment and pause, right? Take a moment and pause. Take a moment and just be, right? Do some breathing exercise. Practice breathing, right? This helps you to deep breaths. It helps you to stay calm and relaxed, right? And get more oxygen to the brain, right? Right now, I'm self-aware. Right now, I'm aware in how I am sitting, right? You see, I just corrected myself. I just corrected myself and straightened up my posture, right? I'm aware of my feet on the ground, right? On the floor. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of my posture. I'm very aware of the chair that supports me, right? So I'm aware in that moment. So learn how to be more aware, right? And there are so many YouTube videos that you could listen to, guided meditations on mindfulness, and to help you get started and to do these simple practices, right? To be mindful. Meditation is another one. You know, I talked about this stuff in my book, and this was all a part of my journey on what I did to bring me to a real place of peace and calm and serenity. And meditation, right? Learning how to meditate. What is meditation? It's learning how to be uh, in a state of calmness, to silence the mind, right? Silence the mind. And it also brings clarity, right? It brings clarity to many of the answers that we seek, to what we're looking for. And meditation is something that's practiced all over the world, right? You can just close your eyes, right? Uh, with just no thoughts of anything, no thoughts of what you need to do for the day, what needs to be to get done tomorrow, what you should have done yesterday, right? That's not meditation. That's anxiety and stress and all of that other stuff, right? And go, go, go. So it's learning how to just be, right? Calm, relaxed, and just taking a moment to just pause and reflect. Again, there's guided meditations, right? Just learning how to help you to be calm, because some people don't know how to do that. Some people have a hard time with that. So again, learning how to just be calm, relaxed, taking deep breath. That's a great way to start practicing deep breathing exercises, doing breath work. Okay. And so there's so many benefits with doing these things, which we know there's scientific evidence that proves that doing these things reduces stress, brings down your cortisol level, which is the stress hormone, right? Improves your focus, enhances your emotional regulation, learning how to manage your emotions, right? That's important. All of these things help make up good practices, right? That does help the brain as well as the body, right? It helps the body because when you can reduce stress, you can reduce some of those experiences of either chronic pain, chronic stress, you know, gut imbalances, gut issues. A lot of these things is all related to the gut, right? And the mind. Remember, the gut and the brain, they're not separate, they work together. So this is why we need to do these things and to practice it daily as often as possible, right? So that's number one, is mindfulness and meditation. Number two, being physically active, movement, right? The importance of movement, right? Your body needs to move, guys. Your body needs to move, right? Not constantly, not 24/7, right? But we need to be able to move the body and to help move things going throughout the body, help things to flow throughout the body. It's just like someone who is maybe bedridden in the hospital. If they're not turned every 2 hours, you can have skin breakdown and things like that, right? So it's important that the body moves. It's supposed to move. It's meant to move, right? We have to move the body and we have to practice some type of physical activity, right? Whether it's doing your 30 minutes a day of whatever your exercise routine is, practicing some type of routine, getting up. If you sit at a chair all day, it's important to get up and take those little bathroom breaks or your 15-minute breaks, taking your breaks. I talk about that all the time. I'm always talking about that, the importance of taking a break, right? It gives you a chance to reset, reboot, right? And to also move the body. So that's important. we need to be able to have that physical activity, because without movement, without doing those things, it will take a toll on the body as well as the brain. Okay, as well as the brain. And so the next one, I'm going to go on to the next thing, is number 3 is maintaining a balanced diet. And we talked about this before, right? We talked about the importance of eating, right? And I covered in the last few episodes, I talked about the quinoa diet. Some episodes before that, I talked about the Mediterranean diet, the keto diet. You can go back and check those out. But the importance of having a balanced diet, right? So one of the things that I do, and one of the things that you should do also when you're waking up upon rising, is not only giving yourself a nice stretch, right? That would be the physical part, and taking some deep breaths, but and stretching, right? But to be able to at least have a drink of water, drinking a glass of water. That's important to help you. That's the way to start your day, a glass of some water, right? So we want to make sure that we're having that balanced diet. We want to make sure that we're having our fruits and vegetables. We're staying hydrated, especially now in these summer months, where I am. If you're somewhere in the 4 seasons, it's important to stay hydrated. If you're somewhere where it's always hot all the time, oh my gosh, that's beautiful. So you understand that and know the importance of being hydrated, right? Having your fruits, vegetables, making sure you're hydrated, right? Having more plant-based meals, right? So I'm not here to tell you if you should be a vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, flexitarian, whatever. What I'm talking about in this episode here is making sure that you have a balanced diet, right? Covering the food groups and eating the things that is good for your body. And you want to try to go as organic as possible and refrain from genetically modified foods, right? And you know this already, that corn is one of the things that's like 90-something%. It's in my book, right? It's like 95, if not more, percent of the corn made in America is genetically modified. All right.
If you are struggling with health issues like chronic pain, being held back by past traumas, or feeling overwhelmed and hopeless, please know there is hope. There is help. Transcendence, a woman's guide to healing and self-love for better health, happiness, and abundance, is a blueprint to help you get your life back and reclaim your health. Within its pages, you'll learn how to elevate your existence by shifting your mindset toward the positive, focusing your energy on what's really important, using gratitude to feel deep appreciation, changing your gene expression through epigenetics, building resilience, and living in a state of flow, feeling love overflow within. Go beyond an ordinary life. Transcend. Buy it now.
So now the next thing that I wanted to cover is establishing a strong support system. Why is that important? Having a strong support system, right? Because sometimes we feel, alone. We don't have the right support. We don't have that strong support, right? Whether it's from family, friends, work environment, whatever. It's important to establish a strong support system. And that's why some of these Facebook groups are so helpful for many people, because it gives a place for the meeting of the minds, people who are on the same journey, on the same path, right? To whether it's to lose weight, whether it's to just have a network of supportive sisters, whatever it is, to come into a place where there's other like-minded people like yourself. So if you don't have any immediate people where family or friends that you can connect, that's your true support system, those groups are always very helpful, right? And the benefits of that is it helps you, right? It helps you when your emotional state, your psychological state, and it helps in that area to be able to have that support system and to be able to help you. And you also have that accountability partner, right? So when you're in that type of group, you have like an accountability partner, right? And helps you stay on track, and you're helping them stay on track. So it's pretty fun. It's pretty cool. And there's no judgment on either part, right? Or from anyone, right? So that's what I like about that. And that's talking about specifically like in Facebook groups. Now, if you have a strong support group system, a support group outside of that in your network, within your reach, maybe it's your partner, your family members, your coworkers. That's awesome. You want to make sure you have that. All right. And now it's important to do those regular check-ins, right? Checking in to see how that person is doing, and that person doing the same for you, or whoever it is that's your accountability partner, to making sure you're doing regular check-ins. That's why when I ask you, when I started today, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? How are you feeling in your mental health right now? How are you feeling? Okay, so it's important to be able to identify that and know sometimes when something is off with a person, right? And know when something is off, where you can be there for them, right? And vice versa. All right. So the next thing is sleep. Can you tell that I am lacking some sleep today? You're right. I am. That's because I woke up early in the morning, and then I went back to sleep. So my sleep was broken, basically. And so I hate that. But my sleep was broken. So I'm a little puffy-eyed. So look, I'm saving this for last, right? The prioritize sleep, right? Don't judge me. Okay. Prioritize sleep. And so why is sleep so important? Remember, the first thing that we need to know about sleep is what? When we sleep, why is sleep so important? And, experts recommend 6 to 8 hours of sleep a day, right? And, I can function off of 6 and I'm fine. Sometimes even 4. I don't recommend that, but everybody know their own body and what works for them, right? 6 to 8 hours of sleep is ideal. Okay, so 6 to 8 hours of sleep a day is ideal. And the reason why is it important for mental health? Now, actually, I'm saving this one for last. This is the best one here. And why am I saving it for last? Because what happens when we sleep? What is actually happening when we sleep? The body is actually detoxifying itself. Remember, the physical body, how does the body detoxify? Through the lymph, right? The lymph fluid is how we detoxify. Well, how does the brain detoxify? The brain detoxifies through the fluid in the brain, which is the cerebral fluid. That is how the brain detoxifies itself. So what happens when we don't get enough sleep, right? You have puffy eyes, right? Sometimes we have foggy brain, right? Your focus is off, and you feel tired, right? You feel tired. So it's important that we get enough rest so that we're able to function and get things done that we need to get done, especially if you're going into work. Or even if you're a stay-at-home mom, your brain still needs to be functioning, right? You can't be taking care of the children, and it happens. I know, I've been there. You can't be where you're so tired and you forget to feed the kids or something like that, right? But it's important, if you have little ones, when they sleep, you sleep, right? And so it's just learning little things that we can do to improve our own mental health and well-being. Little things that we can do, right? And so when baby is napping, you need to nap. When baby is up, you need to feed the baby and do all of that things. And when the baby is in a good mood and you don't have to constantly hold her because that little bundle of joy is just so spoiled and want to be in mommy's arms all day, right? So we need to learn how to be able to balance and have that harmony and harmonize. Just like the body is always working to maintain homeostasis, we need to always make sure that we are finding ways to harmonize, to be in harmony, be in tune with our body, right? Being in tune with our emotions and learning how to manage it and making sure that we are getting enough rest, making sure the things that we're doing to take care of our own health and well-being. It's important. So that is one of the most important things, if not the important thing, is making sure that we get enough sleep. Okay. So what are some things that we can do to have regular sleep patterns? Making sure that we go to bed at a certain time, and making sure that we are getting enough rest, that 6 to 8 hours of sleep, making sure that we're in a peaceful environment so that we can get some rest. Maybe you can listen to some soft melody tunes or whatever it is that you listen to help you go to sleep. Maybe you don't need that. Some people need the air conditioner, that's sound. Some people need to have the air conditioner. Now, I don't need to have it, but for me, I like to have it. It's soothing. I don't know. It's just soothing, right? Okay. So whatever it is for you, find that. Make sure you get enough rest. Make sure you get enough sleep. So just to recap, okay? Just to recap, the 5 proven strategies to help boost your mental health. The things you can do today, right? Number 1, practicing mindfulness as well as meditation, right? Mindfulness and meditation, learning how to become self-aware, being more aware, present, right? Breathing exercises, deep breathing, getting more oxygen to the brain, right? Number 2, being physically active, staying moving, practicing the art of movement, right? Whatever that may be for you, making sure that we are moving. Number 3, having that balanced diet, making sure that we're having our fruits and vegetables, trying to go organic based as possible if we are able to, right? But the important thing is making sure that we are having a well-balanced diet, okay? And making sure one of those things is making sure that you drink some best room temperature water waking up, right? Maybe you could just have a bottle of water there for in the morning, and that's normally what I do, and I drink some water first thing upon rising, okay? And number 4 was having the strong support system, right? Through family, friends, whatever your network or your support group is, having the importance of that and having that accountability partner where they're doing check-ins on you and maybe you are helping someone else doing some check-ins on them, right? It's important. All right. And number 5, prioritizing sleep. And I, for one, love sleep. Now, sometimes for me, when I drink too much water, I find myself getting up in the middle of the night several times, that's why sometimes I don't like to do it because I have to get up in the middle of the night. But it's important, right? We need to do that. We need to be able to stay hydrated. It helps flush the toxins out the body, helps to eliminate waste. Okay, so that is all I have for you today. I hope it's simple. These are just some simple things that we can do to just improve our mental health, right? And making sure we're checking in with our emotions and how we are feeling. That's important, making sure that we are learning how to manage our emotions. And how can we manage our emotions? By being mindful, being aware, practicing deep breathing, meditation, right? Doing those check-ins, knowing that your emotions, when you experience stress, feelings of stress, fear, anger, sadness, right? These things can impact us in a negative way, causing illness and disease, right? And that's not what we want. We want to have an abundant life, a life full of abundance, joy, prosperity, good health, right? All of the good things that the Creator has installed for us to have, right? So that is all I have for you for now. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did like this episode, please hit the like button, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next week. Stay healthy, stay hydrated, stay well. Bye for now.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of Health Coach for Women with Marsha Roopchand-Walker. If you've enjoyed this episode, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.